I thought being trapped in a cabin with my worst enemy was bad enough, but then I found out we had to share one bed for 7 days. You've got to be kidding me. I stared at the single bed in the remote cabin as lightning cracked outside. There's only one bed. Adrian Kane, my law firm rival, the man who'd stolen my promotion, my cases, and my dignity for 3 years, stood behind me with equal horror. The storm knocked out the bridge, our boss said via static-filled phone. You're stuck there for 7 days minimum. The merger documents need reviewing before the deadline. Work together or we all lose the deal. I'd rather sleep outside, I started. It's -15 degrees, Monroe. You'll die. Adrian's voice was ice. Besides, I don't want to share a bed with you either. You'll stay on your side, I'll stay on mine. Like I'd want to touch you anyway. Good, because the feeling's mutual. The phone died. The power flickered out, and Adrian and I stood in the darkness, realizing we were truly alone. For 7 days, in a cabin with one bed. This was going to be hell. Or something far more dangerous. We built a pillow wall down the center of the bed. Cross this line, and I'll report you for harassment, I warned. As if I'd want to cross it, Monroe. You're insufferable, competitive, and you stole my Richardson case. I won that case fair and square. By sleeping with the client, his accusation hung in the cold air. You bastard, I earned that case through hard work, unlike you, who schmoozes partners and steals credit. We glared at each other, 3 years of rivalry crackling between us. Then exhaustion won. We lay down, backs to each other, the pillow wall a demilitarized zone. But the cabin was freezing. The generator only worked intermittently, and by 2 a.m. I was shivering violently. Monroe, Adrian's voice cut through the darkness. You're hypothermic. I'm fine. You're not. Body heat is our only option. I felt him hesitate, then his arm reached across the pillows. I'm not letting you die just because we hate each other. He pulled me against him, and I was too cold to fight. His body was furnace hot, solid, safe. This doesn't mean anything, I whispered. Nothing at all, he agreed. But his hand stayed on my waist all night, and I didn't move it. I woke wrapped around Adrian like a vine. My leg between his, my head on his chest, his arms holding me close. Don't, he murmured when I started to pull away. It's still freezing. This is inappropriate. It's survival. But his thumb traced circles on my hip, and that wasn't about survival. We lay there as dawn broke, the pillow wall long forgotten, neither of us willing to acknowledge what was happening. Why do you hate me? I asked finally. Because you're brilliant and it terrifies me. Every case you win, every argument you make, you're better than me and we both know it. That's not true. I stopped, realizing I was about to compliment him. I'm what? Incredibly skilled, annoyingly talented, and yes, brilliant. I looked up at him. I don't actually hate you, Adrian. I hate that I can't beat you. You've beaten me plenty. The Richardson case, you deserved that win. I was just bitter. His hand cupped my face. And jealous, because watching you destroy opposing counsel is the sexiest thing I've ever seen. The air between us shifted, from enemies to something electric and dangerous. Adrian. I know, terrible idea, but he was leaning closer. We work together, we're rivals, this would complicate everything. Everything, I agreed, my lips inches from his. So we definitely shouldn't. I kissed him, and he kissed back like he'd been waiting years. But outside, something crashed. We pulled apart to see a figure in the snow. Someone else was here. Who the hell is that? Adrian was at the window immediately. The figure stumbled to our door, pounding desperately. Please, let me in. Adrian opened it to reveal a woman, gorgeous, soaked, familiar. My stomach dropped. Adrian, she gasped. Thank God, I've been looking for you. Victoria, his voice held shock and something else. What are you doing here? Your assistant said you'd be at the merger cabin. I drove up to surprise you. She threw herself into his arms. I couldn't wait any longer to tell you I'm ready, to get back together, to try again. My blood turned to ice. You two were together. Engaged, Victoria said, finally noticing me, until I made a stupid mistake, but I'm here to fix it. She looked at Adrian with desperate hope. Tell me I'm not too late. Adrian stood frozen, and I saw something in his face. History, hurt, unresolved feelings. You need to warm up, he said finally, leading her inside. I watched him wrap her in blankets, tend to her like she mattered, and I realized the kiss we'd shared meant nothing. He had history with her. I was just the enemy he'd been trapped with. I'll take the couch, I said, gathering pillows. Monroe, Adrian started. It's fine. You two need to talk. I walked away before he could see my face crack. I'd spent one night in his arms and started rewriting our entire story. What an idiot. Through the wall, I heard Victoria's voice. I never stopped loving you, Adrian. Come back to me. And I heard nothing from him, which somehow hurt worse than a yes. For 2 days, I watched Adrian and Victoria circle each other. She touched his arm constantly. He smiled at her stories. I worked on the merger documents alone, pretending my heart wasn't shattering. You're quiet, Adrian said on day 3, finding me on the porch. Focused on work, like we're supposed to be. Monroe, Scarlett, about that kiss. Forget it, heat of the moment, cabin fever, it meant nothing. I couldn't look at him. Is that really what you think? What I think doesn't matter. Victoria's here. She wants you back. You clearly still feel something for her. It's complicated. It's not. You love her. She loves you. I'm the inconvenient rival who happened to be here when you were cold and vulnerable. That's not. He ran a hand through his hair. What if I told you I broke up with Victoria because I couldn't stop thinking about someone else? My heart stuttered. Who? Someone insufferable and competitive and brilliant. Someone who makes me want to be better just to keep up with her. Adrian. Victoria appeared in the doorway. There you are. The power's back on. I managed to charge my phone. Adrian, you need to see this. She showed him something on her screen. His face went pale. What's wrong? I asked. The Richardson case. The client just filed a complaint against you. Claims you fabricated evidence. That's insane. I won that case legitimately. There's a recording, Victoria said, not quite hiding her satisfaction. Of you and him in his hotel room, 3 nights before the trial. It sounds intimate. I remembered that night. The client drunk trying to kiss me pushing him away. But from outside the door, it would have sounded. Someone set me up, I whispered. Or you're finally getting caught, Victoria said sweetly. Adrian, you can't work with her. She'll destroy your reputation too. Adrian looked between us. I need to think. He walked away, leaving me with Victoria's triumphant smile. He'll choose me, she said. He always does. You were just a distraction. Maybe she was right. Maybe I'd been fooling myself. But I wasn't going down without a fight. I spent that night going through every file, every email, every piece of evidence from the Richardson case. And I found it, an email from Victoria's firm to Richardson's company, dated 2 days before the recording. Subject: opportunity to discredit Scarlett Monroe. Victoria had set me up. She'd orchestrated the whole thing to destroy my career and eliminate me as Adrian's competition, in work and in his heart. I burst into the bedroom where Adrian was sleeping. Wake up, you need to see this. He read the email, his expression darkening. Victoria did this. She's been sabotaging me for months. The missing documents on the Chen case, the accidental leak of my legal strategy, all her. She wants me gone. Why would she? He stopped. Because of us, she knew how I felt about you even before I did. How you felt. Scarlett, I broke up with Victoria because I was in love with you. For 2 years, I've been competing with you, fighting you, because I didn't know how else to get your attention. He moved closer. Every case I stole, I was trying to work alongside you. Every argument, foreplay I didn't know how to process. You loved me while you were with her. I tried not to. Stayed with Victoria trying to forget you. But every time you destroyed me in court, every time you smiled after winning, I fell harder. Adrian. Victoria appeared in the doorway, her expression venomous. "You figured it out." "Why?" Adrian demanded. "Because you're mine, and she's nothing, a rival who doesn't know her place. I'm offering you partnership in my father's firm, Adrian. Marry me, and you'll have everything you've ever wanted. Except the woman I love. You'll get over her. You always choose ambition over feelings. That's who you are." "Maybe that's who I was," Adrian said quietly. "But Scarlett changed that. She showed me that competing with someone you respect is better than settling for someone who manipulates." Victoria's mask cracked. "You'll regret this. I'll destroy both your careers." "Try it, we'll destroy you first." I held up my phone. "I've been recording this whole conversation, including your confession." She left in a rage, slamming doors. We were alone again. "You love me," I whispered. "Desperately, painfully. Since the day you argued the Morrison case and made me rethink everything I knew about corporate law." I grabbed his shirt and pulled him close. "You're still my rival." "Good, I'll spend our whole lives competing with you. And trying to beat me." "Always," his lips found mine. "But right now, I think we're both winning." We made love with an intensity built from 3 years of rivalry and 7 days of forced proximity. Every touch was a battle won, every kiss a surrender neither of us wanted to take back. "I hate you," I gasped as he pressed me against the wall. "I know, hate me more." His hands were everywhere, rough and reverent, desperate and certain. We didn't make it to the bed. The couch, the floor, the kitchen counter, we christened the entire cabin with our war-turned worship. Afterward, tangled in sheets finally back in the bed we'd fought over, Adrian traced patterns on my bare shoulder. Victoria was right about one thing. I've always chosen ambition over feelings. I let her manipulate me because the partnership mattered more than happiness. And now I choose you, even if it costs me everything. "It won't. We'll face this together, as partners." I looked at him seriously. "But Adrian, if we do this, if we become us instead of enemies, I need honesty. No more stealing cases, no more undermining each other." "Agreed, but I'm not going easy on you in court. You're still my greatest rival." "Good, because I'm not letting you win just because we're sleeping together." He laughed, pulling me closer. "That's what I love about you. You're merciless." "So are you. We're perfect for each other." We spent that night learning each other. Not just bodies, but dreams, fears, the vulnerable parts we'd hidden beneath courtroom armor. "Tell me something you've never told anyone," I whispered. "I have your closing argument from the Richardson case memorized. I've watched the video 50 times. "That's creepy." "I know, but watching you destroy opposing counsel is my favorite hobby. I have your brief from the Morrison case saved on my computer, for reference." "Also creepy." We're made for each other. As dawn broke on day 6, we lay wrapped together, knowing tomorrow we'd have to return to reality. But for now, we had this. Then my phone buzzed. A message from our boss. "Victoria's firm just filed a lawsuit, both of you, for conspiracy and ethics violations. Get back here, now." The bridge was repaired a day early. We drove back to the city in tense silence, knowing we were walking into war. Victoria had been busy. The lawsuit claimed Adrian and I had fabricated evidence together that our relationship was part of a conspiracy to manipulate clients. She had witnesses, documents, everything. "It's all fake," I said, reading the complaint, "but it looks convincing. We fight it together." But the firm had other ideas. "You're both suspended pending investigation," our managing partner said. "And Adrian, Victoria's father, is offering you a way out. Drop Scarlett, issue a statement condemning her actions, and they'll withdraw the lawsuit against you. You'll get the partnership." "No," Adrian said immediately. "Think about this carefully. Your career means nothing without my integrity. Scarlett didn't fabricate anything. Victoria set her up because she couldn't handle losing me to someone better. You have proof." I played the recording. Victoria's confession echoed through the office. "This is explosive," the partner said, "but it's also he said, she said. Victoria will claim it was edited, taken out of context. Then we need more, I said. Richardson, the client, he knows what really happened that night. Let me talk to him. Adrian grabbed my hand. We talked to him together. Richardson met us at a neutral location, a coffee shop where everything had started to unravel. He looked guilty before we even spoke. I'm sorry, he said immediately. Victoria paid me to claim you seduced me, said it would humiliate someone who'd wronged her firm. I needed the money. My company was failing. Will you testify to that? If it helps fix what I broke. You were a good lawyer, Ms. Monroe. You didn't deserve what I did. With Richardson's testimony and Victoria's recorded confession, we had enough. The lawsuit crumbled. Victoria's firm issued a formal apology. She was disbarred for ethics violations. We'd won, but the victory felt hollow. What now? I asked Adrian that night. Now we decide what we are to each other, rivals who sleep together, partners, something more. What do you want? Everything. I want to compete with you in court and come home to you at night. I want to fight over cases and make up in bed. I want the rivalry and the romance. That's complicated. So are we, but Scarlett, I'm in love with complicated. The firm offered us both partnerships in different offices. To avoid conflicts of interest, they said, we'd still be rivals just at a distance. Take it, I told Adrian. You've earned this. So have you, and I'm not working somewhere you're not. Adrian. No, we started as enemies, became lovers. Now we become partners, real ones. He turned to our managing partner. Scarlett and I are starting our own firm. We're taking our clients, our expertise, and our complicated relationship somewhere that appreciates all three. You're making a mistake, the partner warned. Maybe, but it's our mistake to make. We left that day, two rivals turned lovers turned partners, walking away from security to bet everything on each other. Starting the firm was chaos. We fought over case strategy, office space, billing structures. But every fight ended the same way, with respect, compromise, and increasingly creative makeup sessions. We're terrible at being a normal couple, I said one night, 6 months into our venture. Good, normal is boring. He pulled me onto his lap. Besides, I didn't fall in love with you because you were easy. I fell because you were impossible. Same, you're infuriating. And you're merciless. We're perfect. Our firm grew. We became known as the rival duo who turned enemies into empire. Clients loved our dynamic, the tension, the competition, the obvious chemistry. But something was missing. One final conversation we'd been avoiding. Marry me, Adrian said one night, no warning, no ring. What? Marry me. Let's stop pretending this is just professional partnership with benefits. You're my rival, my partner, my home. Marry me and let's make it official. You're supposed to have a ring. I do. I've been carrying it for 3 months, waiting for the perfect moment. Then I realized there is no perfect moment with us. We're messy and competitive and everything happens mid-argument. He pulled out a ring. Simple, elegant, exactly my style. So, will you marry your greatest enemy? I grabbed his shirt and kissed him. Yes, but I'm still beating you in court. I'd expect nothing less. 5 years after that forced week in a cabin, I stood in our firm's conference room, watching Adrian destroy opposing counsel. He was magnificent, sharp, ruthless, brilliant. You're starring, our associate whispered. I'm studying his technique, for weaknesses. Sure you are, Mrs. Kane. Mrs. Kane. I'd taken his name and somehow kept my identity. We'd learned that loving someone didn't mean losing yourself. That night, at home in the loft we'd bought together, Adrian found me reviewing case files. You're working on the Henderson brief. That's my case. I'm offering consultation, for a fee. What fee? I'll tell you after I win the argument. He laughed, pulling me close. You never stop competing. Neither do you. Last week you stole my closing strategy. I improved it. You think you improved it. I'll prove you wrong tomorrow. Looking forward to it. His hands slid under my shirt. But right now, I have other plans. We made love with the familiarity of years, but the intensity of that first night. Every touch still felt like victory and surrender, combat and collaboration. Any regrets? He asked afterward, holding me close. Only that we wasted 3 years fighting when we could have been this. We needed those 3 years. They made us. He was right. Our rivalry had shaped us, made us sharper, stronger, better. Adrian. I'm pregnant. He went completely still, then pulled back to look at me. We're having a baby, a future rival for both of us to compete with. Or a future partner for the firm. Kane. Perfect. He kissed me with something beyond passion, with promise, with certainty, with forever. I was forced to share a bed with my enemy for 7 days. It should have been torture. Instead, it became transformation. 7 days of forced proximity, 1 bed, 2 rivals, no escape from feelings we'd been fighting for 3 years. We went into that cabin as enemies, came out as lovers, and built an empire as partners. Because sometimes your greatest rival is really your greatest love story waiting to happen. Sometimes sharing a bed with your enemy is the only way to realize they were never your enemy at all. They were your match, your equal, your home. We still compete, still fight, still try to beat each other in court. But now, we do it while sharing a bed, by choice. For the rest of our lives,